Hey, what's up, traders? To watch this video here for Thursday, March 25th. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah. And SPY's kind of rolling over a little bit. Nothing major, but if you look at the intraday, sure had a weak close, right? There was just no bounce whatsoever. Again, I said this morning, I don't even want to walk away from the computer because it's dead out there. But when that happens, a lot of times you get one shot at a nice trade. And I would argue that would be WKEY today. I'll show you a screenshot here. I actually called a Tokyo in the chat room right when it was coming up to 11. I just did market orders. I got filled. I hit buy twice. Got filled at 11:03 and 11:04. And then I also called a pullback play, fives buy zone, whole number flush, and got filled at 1677 on this pullback. And I had by far my biggest day of the week. But having said that, I still feel like a total schmuck, right? I left so much money on the table, sold too soon, sold too much too soon. And that's the thing about being a day trader. You've got to get used to that because think about it. When we're trading the unknown. We're trading the part of the chart that hasn't formed yet, right? We're making bets on what's going to happen. And then when the day ends and we get to look at the completed chart for the day, everything's obviously completely transparent is what the best moves would have been. So don't beat yourself up too bad for leaving money on the table because you always will. I would argue that I finish every day, no matter how much money I make, still feeling a little bit like an idiot because, again, at the end of the day, you get to see what you could have done better, right? You got to learn to almost just laugh about it and just keep trying to take A-plus setups, taking at least the middle out of these trades if you can, and grinding your account higher, and that's what I've been doing just fine. But, again, you're never going to get every bit of every trade. You got to learn to laugh about it. Still, to me, best job in the world. Love what I do. So anyway, WKEY was, there's the daily. You can see that was the big one today. And I had some nice trades in it. Anyway, having said that, what are we watching for tomorrow? APOP is gapping up in after hours. Let's see, after hours is closed. It closed out at 540 in after hours. So that's going to be a potential gap and go tomorrow. I want to watch a couple of the NFT plays that obviously got away from themselves. But now have come back down to, I don't know, I guess you call it fill the gap. DLPN I want to watch and HOFV, both of these have very similar charts. We're going to watch both of those. APTO had a nice breakout today, but closed well off its high, so don't love it, but I'm going to watch it because I'm a day trader. I'm going to put it on a chart. WKEY obviously is going to be on watch, even though it's really extended. GIGM, strong close, and then I look in after hours, and it looks like it went up to over 8 at one point in after hours before closing out around $6. So we'll see what happens with that one. I think that got thrown into the NFT space. FENG, another one that got thrown into that space. Closing well off its highs, but big volume. So maybe a red to green or something like that in that one tomorrow. PIXY, nice volume. This thing almost never gets going. You can see by the chart, it always gets slapped down. I would argue closing in the middle of its range on the day is better than it usually does. So I'm going to watch it. I think it's a pretty low flow too. LGHL is interesting. It broke 5 yesterday, went to 503 and topped out at exactly 5 today. Keep thinking this has also been thrown into the NFT, but I'm not positive about that. Anyway, interesting over 5 tomorrow. CAN goes back on bounce watch, gapped up today. And I always say, let me take today's candle out of it. Whenever I'm looking for something that, for a bounce play that's down several days in a row, maybe to some support, and then it gaps up the next day, I generally don't like it. You guys hear me say that in the chat room all the time. I would rather this gap play or this bounce play that I was watching gap down than up. And that's why I never took a trade in it today. But anyway, I like it now. It actually closed right around the 50-day. And if you look to the left, certainly some support, really nice support at 15. So we'll see if we get, and this is Bitcoin related, so we'll see if we get some more selling in the morning, and I'll look for a reversal or one of the other setups that we teach on bounce plays. And in that same vein, we'll talk about EBON, really kind of the same setup, also sitting at the 50-day. So those are 2 potential bounce plays tomorrow, only with an intraday A-plus setup. Another NFT play, JFIN. You had this really nice pop, 2 days lower on declining volume. That's a pretty good setup. And then MRKR goes back on watch, another red day after this gap up. That goes back on bounce watch. No trades in it today. And that's plenty to watch. We'll add gappers in the pre-market as well. I'm done babbling. We'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.